The story of Princess Diana and Prince Charles's marriage was anything but the fairy tale people thought it was. On the surface, it seemed like a dream, a shy, kind young woman marrying a prince in a grand ceremony that captivated millions. But beneath all the glamour, things were much more complicated. Newly revealed letters from Prince Philip to Diana give us a peek into the struggles they faced and show an unexpected side to the royal family. Diana was just 20 years old when she married Charles. She was warm, compassionate, and eager to make a difference, but stepping into the royal world was overwhelming. Before their marriage, she lived a quiet life as a kindergarten teacher. Overnight, her every move was photographed, criticized, and judged. She smiled for the cameras and became the people's princess. But behind those smiles, Diana struggled with the enormous expectations placed on her. Charles, meanwhile, was 32 and used to the royal life. He was reserved and focused on his duties. Their personalities were very different. Diana longed for love and emotional connection, while Charles was less expressive. Making things worse, Camilla Parker Bowles, his former love, was still a big part of his life. Diana was deeply hurt by their bond, which created tension in her marriage from the very start. What's surprising is the role Prince Philip, Charles's father, played during this time. Known for being tough and traditional, Philip reached out to Diana through letters when her struggles became obvious. One of his letters revealed the disapproval of Charles's behavior. Charles was silly to risk everything with Camilla for a man in his position. We never dreamed he might feel like leaving you for her. I cannot imagine anyone in their right mind leaving you for Camilla. Can you imagine reading that from your father-in-law? It must have been both comforting and bittersweet for Diana. Philip even tried to help as a mediator between Diana and Charles. In another letter, he wrote, "I have no talent as a marriage counselor, but I will always do my utmost to help you and Charles to the best of my ability." While he wanted to offer guidance, he also urged Diana to reflect on her own actions. He asked her to honestly consider if her behavior had played a part in the issues between her and Charles. Diana responded with warmth, calling him "dearest Pa" and writing back, "Your letter proved to me, if I didn't already know it, that you do care." Diana's struggles went beyond her marriage. The pressures of royal life and constant public scrutiny took a toll on her mental health. She dealt with bulimia, a way of coping with the stress and isolation she felt. Behind closed doors, she often felt misunderstood and alone. The royal family, bound by tradition and emotional restraint, didn't know how to support her. Despite these struggles, Diana found purpose in her charity work. She connected with people in a way that made her beloved around the world. Whether comforting children or raising awareness about HIV/AIDS, Diana's empathy shone through. But even this created tension within the royal family. Her genuine connection with the public made her a global icon, which only deepened the divide between her and Charles. The letters from Prince Philip show a side of him that many didn't expect. He wasn't just the stern patriarch of the royal family, he cared about Diana and wanted to help her through the hardest moments of her life. While his letters couldn't solve the problems in her marriage, they provided her with a rare source of comfort and understanding. The relationship between Prince Philip and Princess Diana was not one that many people talked about, but it held surprising depth. Through a series of heartfelt letters, a different side of Prince Philip emerged, one that was supportive, honest, and at times, deeply compassionate. These letters exchanged during Diana's struggles with her marriage to Charles revealed how he tried to be there for her in ways that were unexpected. So, before moving on to what King Philip wrote to Princess Diana, subscribe to our channel as we bring you live drama from the walls of the royal family. Hit the bell icon so you're always up to date. Philip's letters were more than just comforting words. They were an effort to offer real support. He signed them as Pa, a warm and personal touch that stood out in the formal world of the royals. Patrick Jeffson, Diana's private secretary at the time, later said these letters gave Diana something she desperately needed: validation. It was written proof that she wasn't imagining things, that her pain was acknowledged and understood, he explained. But Philip wasn't one to sugarcoat things. While he condemned Charles's affair, he also challenged Diana to reflect on her own actions. In one letter, he asked her, "Can you honestly look into your heart and say that Charles's relationship with Camilla had nothing to do with your behavior towards him in your marriage?" This wasn't an attempt to blame her, but rather an invitation to think about the dynamics of their relationship. It showed Philip's willingness to have tough conversations, even if they were uncomfortable. Diana, for her part, appreciated his honesty and care. She responded to his letters warmly, addressing them as "Dearest Pa." In one reply, she wrote, "I was particularly touched by your recent letter, which proved to me, if I didn't already know it, that you do care." These exchanges weren't just about offering advice. They were about building trust and a sense of safety during a time when Diana felt increasingly isolated. Philip's letters also showed his role as a mediator. In another note, he offered to help Diana and Charles work through their issues, writing, "If invited, I will always do my utmost to help you and Charles to the best of my ability." However, he acknowledged his own limitations with characteristic bluntness, adding, "But I am quite ready to concede that I have no talent as a marriage counselor." His mix of humility and sincerity likely made these letters feel genuine and meaningful to Diana. What made their relationship unique was the common ground they shared. Both Philip and Diana had entered the royal family as outsiders, and both had struggled to adapt to its rigid traditions and intense public scrutiny. This shared experience gave them an understanding of each other that others in the family might not have had. Diana often found Philip to be a comforting presence, even choosing to sit next to him at formal dinners instead of her husband. His straightforward manner and willingness to engage with her on a personal level provided her with a sense of stability. Even after Diana and Charles divorced in 1996, Philip continued to write to her. He didn't see their divorce as the end of his relationship with her. Instead, he remained a source of guidance and support as Diana tried to rebuild her life. These letters reflected a side of Philip that was rarely seen, a man who genuinely cared about Diana's well-being and wanted to help her find peace and happiness. Philip's approach was a delicate balance of criticism and encouragement. On the one hand, he strongly supported Diana, openly criticizing Charles's infidelity and offering to help her. On the other hand, he didn't shy away from addressing difficult truths. This balance gave their relationship depth and made it clear that Philip's support was not superficial. Their correspondence also revealed a softer, more personal side of Philip. Known for his sharp wit and no-nonsense attitude, his letters to Diana showed that he was capable of deep empathy and a willingness to connect on a human level. For Diana, who often felt like an outsider in the royal family, this connection was invaluable. It showed her that not everyone in the family was distant or dismissive of her struggles. Diana's replies to Philip's letters demonstrated how much she valued their relationship. She trusted in him enough to be honest in her responses, and she appreciated his efforts to support her, even when his words challenged her. Their bond wasn't perfect, but it was genuine, built on mutual respect and a shared desire to navigate the challenges of royal life with integrity. He wrote her letters to help her feel better and to try to keep the royal family together. He cared about the future of the monarchy and wanted to help Diana, Prince William, and Prince Harry. These letters show that Prince Philip really cared about Diana, even though he often seemed very strict. When these letters were shared publicly, it was said that King Charles was very upset and even cried when he found out about them. So, do you think King Philip provided the closure Princess Diana needed? Like and subscribe to our channel for all the drama surrounding the royal family. See you in the next video.